Okay, this is Ryan, and yeah, you got this mostly put together, looking pretty good. I think that um, this has kind of become sort of oval shape, and you're going to want that to remain, um, you know, round. So maybe make like the scale x and y both the same, like 0.35 or something like that, or if I need to scale it further, I can scale proportionally now. Get this a little bit more lined up. Maybe that needs to scale it down a little bit and scooch that in there. Um, and I might go into the attribute editor here and adjust this bevel and maybe add a segment or two to make that more rounded. Look a little better. And yeah, I think you want these to be a little bit more rounded too. This one, instead of selecting the edge around this edge, you've beveled the whole thing. So I would select that bevel in the attribute editor, delete, and I can see how it is normally. What you should be doing is selecting these. Oh, and this kind of goes all the way inside the surface. So let's kind of scale that in a little bit. And also this one there should be a whole nother arm segment here. So there should be another one of these. Um, and then, whoops. And then this, we should, I'm just going to use Control B for bevel, adjust the fraction of the segment. So we want it to look kind of like that. And so compare this one and how dense that is with those individual lines defining the shape with this one, or this one, where you bevel the whole object rather than the selected edges. And then this should be proportionally scaled. I can do that 0.35 again or something like that. And then we had an extra pipe primitive, create polygon primitives pipe for the hand here. Oops. Something like that. And then go through and grab these edges and bevel. Whoops. Control B for bevel. Something like that. Again, you've beveled the whole object, and I would just do the kind of outside edges. And here we did differently. If you watch the video, the front you want to be much more rounded. And again, rather than doing the selected edges and adjusting the bevel, you just did the front. You just did the whole object. But what we want to do is just to show you real quick, get it sized correctly first. But then we did one where we did just those four outside edges and then beveled those and made it really, really big. So we can get that very rounded shape in front. And then selected the top edge, deselect the rest of the edges, and Control B for bevel, and did that one separately. And then you get that smaller rounded thing on the top and that nice big round at the front. And look at the difference. This kind of shape looks a lot more like the reference than that shape. Here you wanted a hard edge on the bottom, so you just sort of select the edges around there. This looks a little off. It doesn't look quite straight, so might fix that. Let's turn off discrete rotate. Okay. And it also looks a little narrow, so I might have made that a little bit bigger. And again, here you've beveled the whole object rather than just the selected edges. I might get these a little bigger, a little more adjacent to each other. This, again, you've beveled the whole object rather than just the selected edges on that one. It's kind of a recurring theme here. Same here. Again, you should just select the edges, sort of the corner edges that need to be beveled, not everything. And then this one we took, I'd probably scale that up a bit. And we took every other edge, right mouse click edge, and like so, and then maybe this one, just doing every other edge. Oops. Did I not do that right? Let me try again. This one, this one, this one, this one, that one, that one, something like that, and scale those in to get that sort of rippled textured thing. And yeah, so yeah, you've got a lot of the basic shapes, but I think you missed some of the details. You weren't careful about creating your bevels. Some of the shapes aren't quite right. So I think you could, um, I think you could do better on this and do a cleaner version. And also, you really going to clean up your outliner. You've got a lot of extra kind of group nodes floating around, and nothing's named. So you're going to want to name your different body parts. Get rid of extra group nodes. I don't like copying and pasting. I like using duplicate instead of copy and paste because it makes all these like messy um, names and stuff like that. So I don't usually use that. I usually use duplicate instead, which you can do by Control D or Edit Duplicate.